Party all night is the best of the best friend weekend. We can party all night is the best of the best friend weekend. We can party all night. Shout out the whole podcast crew. Everybody already know what it do. When you really gotta kill it, ain't nobody gonna feel it. When you really gotta tell them it's my crew. It's best friend weekend. We can party all night. We got Rog Smuve and Los. Rumble Aldo NICE is the uncle.
So last Friday, they had the potlucks of all potlucks at work. Picture like 7 floors worth of people all contributing to this one feast. Hundreds of people. And naturally, I was not down. And the more I thought about this, the more I even got offended the fact that they would even try to do such a thing. And with that, this just brings me to my next point. Bruh. When you go to a restaurant and go and eat at a restaurant, that's risky business in itself, bruh. Disgruntled employees, boys not washing their hands, people not even wanting to be there. Going to a restaurant is risky business itself. So imagine a potluck where it's everybody and their mama, people that I don't even associate with. Think about how many people that think about shooting this bitch up all the time and they contributed to the food. Think about all them people who got cats' tails up in their goddamn bowls and pans and pots. People who don't wash their hands. People who got ill intentions. People who can't even break wrists. Who's not even certified in the wrist-breaking crafts. Man, I had to pass on that. And I hope that they never caught itself trying to invite me to such a situation like that. I must got food written over my forehead, man.
I say, whoa, welcome to the Best Friends Weekend podcast. It's your man, Aldo NICE.
It's your boy, Rog Smuve.
Wow, it's your boy, Los, a.k.a. C.A.P.
When I say we had this same conversation at work this week, verbatim, and it was, man.
Hey, I had that conversation last week at the, we had one for, I guess it was Mexican Heritage Month, Hispanic Heritage Month. We had a little potluck, and I was just like, man, look, who brought this? Who brought that? Who brought this? They like, Coach, you tripping. I'm like, no. You just never know, how people's house is. And then especially if I'm looking at you thinking, okay, look, you come to work dirty, just like you just roll out of bed every day. And especially if your feet always ashy and not done, I just feel like you look like you stink. I'm not eating. I know you got cats and stuff. I'm not eating at your house like that, man.
So when you say your feet ashy, you obviously referring to an African person. And the reason I say that, I'm not saying that in a disrespectful way. This is what I mean. I know black people is the only black people. It's black people, African people, darker skinned people is the only people that's gonna be ashy. I kind of got a rule, and I might be wrong. Like almost 9 times out of 10, if you're black, I eat your food that you bring to the potluck. Like it's hard for me not to want it. Like I feel like black people could break wrists. Now, listen.
It depends though.
Go ahead.
We got black people feet. I work with some Caucasians and some Hispanic people who got ashy feet, and they just be looking dirty. So I'm definitely not eating their food either. If you black and your feet ashy, I'm not eating your feet. Eating your food. Only way I eat your food, you got them big cankles. I'm pretty sure you can cook.
Okay, so we could take a step back, right? And let's take a little step back. I think Rumble he hit on everything that this could be a whole podcast for itself. Yes. Period. I'm gonna say this, that if how do I put it? I grew up in such an environment, in such a place, around such, country people, that if somebody said they got roaches in their house, and somebody else said they got cats at their house, I'm more inclined to eat people food that got roaches at their house than people who got cats at their house.
Are they the big roaches? Are they the big roaches or the little ones?
Man, listen what I just told you, man. Rog, what you think?
I think I disagree.
I would assume for you to disagree. How? Well, explain though.
The reason why I disagree is because growing up, I feel like that was an ultimate John. If somebody at school say that's why y'all got roaches at y'all house, but I never heard of John. That's why y'all got cats at y'all house. Like cats are generally a cleaner animal. Like they take care of themselves and stuff like that. And granted, you could have cat hair everywhere.
Yeah.
But roaches, I don't know the state of I don't know how roaches are. I don't know if roaches' body is clean or I don't know what we consider them to be. But I just don't want to have no part in it.
Okay.
Not roaches. I'll rather eat cat, like house.
Of course you would.
I hope you'd rather eat cat.
Okay. So this is interesting though, Raj. Like I'm thinking like a big fire gumbo. Cutting. If there's never been a time in my life where I'm like, ooh, they had a roach in the gumbo. I feel like somebody could have roaches and roaches is not an infestation. Like you could see a roach at somebody's house or 2-3 roaches, big roaches, tree roaches, and be like, well, them people just live in the country next to a field or next to some big trees or something.
Now, if you got the baby ones now, I can't do the baby. Now,
yeah, that's a big difference.
Yeah.
If you see a cat, I feel like a cat is on everything. Is all on the counter. Is all on the. What? Yeah. Okay, so what made me think about this in the conversation we had at work? I don't want to. I should put on the music, and we should have this conversation off air, but I'm gonna have it on there just cause. We went to like some people's house, and there was a dog in the pool. The dog hopped in the pool, and the people were swimming in the pool with the dog, and I was like, okay, everybody different. I'm gonna let them make it. The same dog was walking through the kitchen and stuff, whatever, and we didn't have a potluck. We had catered food, and the foil paper was like fell off the counter, and it fell on the ground and rolled out. Like the foil paper just rolled out. You know, it unfurled.
Roll that thing right back up.
That's where you get the term unfurled from. If foil paper. So they picked it up and rolled it back up and put it back on the table and started covering people food to take home. And I'm like, the wet dog is walking around here. And and it just got me like, man, I don't know, dog. I mean, I don't know, dog. Cats, dogs, it feels like it's part of the food. And if you got once you it definitely could be. It all depends on how that person takes care of their house. But I will say the roach thing is more of a social problem for me than it is an actual problem. Because I feel you. I live in the country too. I mean, I've had, to be honest with you, I've caught 6 mice in one day in my house. You know, I live grew up right behind the sugarcane field. So like I'm saying, they got, you know, I get it. Yeah, a roach has been in my house. We had crickets one time. We had a cricket problem. Like I'd always hear crickets in the house at one time. We had a quiet house. So crickets.
All that to say though,
hey, that was
like
funny.
Just from a social perspective, I'm thinking, you know, yeah, I'd rather eat at a house with cats. But to be honest with you, once you put it into like a physical perspective, I probably would go with that roach daddy. To be honest with you,
because I feel like the cat get on the counter and while you cooking and you know what I'm saying, trying to break your little wrist, that thing starts shaking. That's like a million hairs right there in the food. You know what I mean?
will say this: I'm at the point now where I'm starting to get fat, and I think it's because I like to eat a lot. Like I like the taste of
welcome
food.
Welcome to the club. Shout out, this podcast brought to you by Graham Star 30. Why food gotta be so good?
If there's a potluck, all of that logic that y'all talking right now, typically for me goes out the window.
You be eating people food. Wow.
They got the meatballs. Ooh, they got the smokies. Ooh, they got the buffalo chicken dip. Ooh, they got this. They got the wingettes.
I'm just asking who made it. Like, long as if somebody I made, I feel like I can trust people I kind of know.
You're not asking. You're asking one person like who made it, right? Like you're not going around and ask who made this, who made that. You're like, say, bro, who made the?
No. You know I'm retarded. I'm asking whoever in there. Hey, who made this?
Yeah,
like, before I get something. Hey, who made this?
I can't be that.
It's not disrespectful.
Hey,
I'm not asking in a disrespectful manner. I'm asking, hey, who made this? Hey, who made this? You brought the cabbage rolls?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's not disrespectful, but I'm gonna make my decision. Now I don't really fool with cabbage rolls like that. Like, on some,
if somebody who I didn't, I'd be like, oh no, I can't eat that. I don't want that.
I mean, you know, y'all be talking about me in all of my extremes. I'm a lover of all people. I do feel like that is something that race plays a part in it, dog. I feel like I'm going to eat black people food and Hispanic people food before I'm going to eat white people food because I feel like all white people got cats, and I think it goes back to that whole thing. And even if they don't have cats, I'll just be feeling like, I don't know. And I think, Raj, a part of it is that you grew up kind of around like with more friends that are like diverse. Like you, in high school, you were going to white boy's house and eating and whatever. I mean, I had a couple friends like that, but it was always like chips with like some dip. But they would be like double dipping the chip. They stick their fingers all in the chip and like all in the dip. Like they do like you can attest to that as a rule, as a general thing, white folks is a little bit more like unsanitary with how they do the whole communal eating thing. Am I tripping with that?
No, I'm not. I'm not gonna 100% co-sign.
You can disagree, and you can disagree. I mean, I'm
not gonna 100% co-sign that. But I've definitely been to some white homes that I would 100% revisit. Like
I would think so.
100%, bro. Like I mean, I know they got black people know how to barbecue, right? Don't sleep on white people barbecue, bro.
Oh no,
white people know how to barbecue.
Hey, Raj, I'm not even tripping on you because this is the point I really wanted to get to. Because I think there's a regional aspect to it too. I think if we was in Lafayette, I'd eat at a bunch of white people house. What y'all making?
For sure.
What y'all making? Give me some. But if I'm at the Denver / Humble Pearland, I'm straight. I'm straight. I'm straight. I don't need it.
Yeah, just
That's
give me
fine.
a beer. Just bring me a beer.
bring me a craft beer.
Yeah, I know y'all got some of that there.
That's funny.
I feel you. It depends. If you at a place, I mean, to be honest with you, it's all about who you surround yourself with. So I just typically, when I was at them white people, them aforementioned white people's houses that y'all boys just mentioned, it wasn't people's houses that I wouldn't eat from because I don't hang with people that I wouldn't eat from their house.
Okay,
well,
so
that's just
come full circle. But do you work with people who you wouldn't eat from their house?
For sure.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, they're working. Especially if you come looking dirty. And then too, it depends on how your food look like. Some food you can tell it's not it's no seasoning on it. Or you know what I'm saying? I'm like, nah, I'm cool on that. Now it's a couple of white people that worked there made some food. I was like, oh yeah, I'm eating because it was good. There's some frosted flakes on top. It was good. It was some potato something she made. But it was good. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, she's a clean white lady, I think, And now it's a couple people from them islands that brought some stuff with the fish with the eye on it. Lady brought some fish with the eye on it, and then people was bumping the table, and the eye was just jiggling. I was like, why would you do that? I'm not eating that. And she kept, did you get your plate? I'm like, nah, I already ate. She's like, no, get your plate, take home. But I went in there, it was the whole fish with the eye on it. And I just
Google it, daddy.
Yeah, he was just jiggling, looking at me. I felt like he was just watching me. So
it'd be funny if he would have turned sideways and started singing a little song at you, huh?
Like the little on the wall?
That's exactly what it looked like.
The wall daddy.
That's exactly what it looked like. The wall daddy, for sure. And I was like, nah, I'm cool. She black? Well, black enough.
So the question is, do white folks? And there's two questions. This is the first question. Do white folks, when they come to the potluck, be like, "Who made this?" And they be like, "Oh, Raj made it," and they're gonna be like, "Nah, Colored made it. I'm not eating it."
High blood pressure.
I think it's I don't think that's a fact. I think they look at it like, oh yeah, I remember our mammy was used to make all of the pies.
What's wrong with you, man?
I mean, so culturally,
they don't think about it. They just eat. I don't think they think about it. They just be like, oh, it's free food. Oh, this is good. Who made this? I'll try a little bit of everything.
Facts. Big facts. Yeah. Big facts. I think that is what it is. I think it's free food.
Yeah.
I think we a little bit more. That's funny how you dirty porch monkey, still monkey, you dirty Negro, but they'll eat our food.
What you cooking? What you cooking, man? Can't drink water after us, but you can definitely cook for us though.
What you brought? Oh man, y'all ain't shit. Man, the thing that they would do that would bother me the most is like if I asked them to bring something for a potluck and they brought Boudin. Oh no, Boudin. And it was burnt. So I might as well tell y'all what burned my Boudin this week. Man, the first thing that burned my Boudin this week is, look, let me lay the story. So me, Los, and the Harry, a.k.a. This podcast brought to you by White Boy Right.
Shout out.
One time for White Boy Right. Los, can you tell them why we call our group White Boy Right?
Hey, y'all know who Taysom Hill is. If you don't, go Google him. Anyway, anytime he get in the game, we screaming White Boy Right. You want to know why? Because that white boy can run right really, really well.
So that's the play. Yeah. Every time you come in, that needs to be the play. Like no other play call from the sideline. It don't need to be 20 words. White boy right.
And you know what is funny? We scream white boy right in a room full of white boys. That will make us.
Yeah. They was excited about it, man. But anyway, so white boy right was always watching the Saints this past weekend and for the last couple of weekends. And some young lady who used to deal with one of the homies. Oh my God. She popped up and a couple of weeks ago she was like, I know you. I know you. I was like, I don't know you, right? And she was like, I know you. And I was like, nah. She was like, you're Jason's friend. I was like, the only Jason I know is right here. And he don't know you and you don't know him. So she just stood there looking at us. And then eventually she came and was like, I know how I know you. And she told me the homie's name. I was like, oh, yeah, I do remember you. She's like, yeah, I came to your house to meet him before and blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay, cool, yeah.
Oh, my God, that's funny.
So this whole story took place. And so now when we go to watch the game at the spot, she pulls up and she's like, hey, what are you guys doing? What you guys drinking? And trying to like befriend us every week. Yeah. Okay, so cool. And she made a comment talking to Los. And they was talking about some money. And she said, you can just Venmo me. And she said, why do black people
have Cash App? Yeah.
Have Cash App? and white folks got Venmo. Mm-hmm. And I was like, what burns my Boudin is people who don't have any particular cash sending service. Mm-hmm. You should have PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App. That's what burns my Boudin.
Yeah. Oh, you know, I think agree. She was talking to E.T. She said, E.T. said, I got Cash App. She's like, I have Venmo. Why do black people have Cash App?
Oh, it wasn't you? She's talking to him? Okay.
Yeah, because I said I got all three, but I was like, damn, what you mean? But yeah, black people
I think this is true, though. Like, this is 100% true. I never even thought about it like that, but it is true that on average, more black people got Cash App than Venmo. Yeah. And I don't understand why either.
I wrote it down there, Venmo for the whites, Cash App for the blacks.
But you're absolutely correct that everybody should have them all.
Yeah.
And then when you hit me with a sideshow one, like I don't even know if there's another one out there, then that also burns my Boudin. Like, no, I don't have that. That's stupid.
You know what even burns my Boudin? I hate to say it. What is it? Chase
Quick Pay?
Quick Pay? I'm like, dog, no. I got Cash App, I got Venmo, I got PayPal. I don't need to have something for your particular bank. Like you don't need. I don't want to know. No, I got the big three.
It doesn't burn. I have Chase, so it doesn't burn my Boudin.
It should. Chase,
Chase. They was the first one though. That Zelly was the first.
Absolutely.
Zelly.
Did he call it Zelly?
Zelly.
Called it Zelly. Peanut butter and Zelly.
Yeah. Do you know the Pelly's got a dude named Melly? Did you peep him, no Raj?
His mama named Zelly.
I peeped him. He did a little move under the goal and they called it a Zelly. A Zelly roll.
You know who my favorite early 2000s rapper was? Nelly. Okay, I'm just telling you, go cut. My favorite pair of jeans in high school? Pelly. There you go, dog.
Your favorite Destiny's Child?
Was it?
Kelly.
I'm just waiting for Los to say one that don't rhyme.
Oh yeah, I was staying out of this one. Stayed out of that one.
My favorite movie was Belly. All right, so yeah, all of that. I think that burns my Boudin more than a lot, and I don't understand. But you know, I think when some kind of way in my head, go with me. I think that PayPal sounds like you're paying your pal. It sounds like something. Venmo doesn't sound like a money sending app. Cash App sounds like send cash to a nigga. Like Cash App could be called send cash to a nigga, and that's why more black people.
It's so basic. And you know what? Actually, going back to like the whole Venmo thing. Venmo tries too hard. I'm thinking on the fly here. Mm-hmm. Venmo tries too hard to be a social media app when it doesn't have to be.
Oh, because it tells why. Yeah.
You can log in to Venmo right now and see two friends that you'll see Moose Harris paid Los, aka C.A.P, and then see, a fruit or a vegetable or something like that.
And an eggplant.
And then
Whoa, relax.
and then you
an
walk.
eggplant and a peach.
I never said the vegetable.
Okay.
You'll see it, and then you know what I'm saying.
Why? But why? So they, I don't know. Why put your business out there like that?
Yeah, when you send some Venmo, you put a little thing like When them boys was for best friend weekend, when they was paying me, because everybody paid me in different things. I had Cash App money, I had PayPal, and I had Venmo. The Venmo money, like people was putting like little party stuff, or boys would put like a fist up, and then put like something like DC. And it was just a whole bunch of stuff. But yeah, you got to put something.
I mean, when I sent it to the little lady at work, I never did look at all that. I ain't know that. That's stupid.
You probably put
Relax.
potluck or whatever it was for.
No, I put a pregnant lady
to make my potluck dish for me.
Extra.
You put a cat in a little bowl of cereal. So yeah, that's funny though. Cash, send cash to niggas. I want that one. I'm gonna download that one. Cash at me. Anyway, man, look. Another thing that burned my Boudin this week. Raj and I was talking about this earlier. I'm gonna stay on the concept of money. Let's stay on the concept of money. This is not the one we was talking about. The fact that I'm very much a Bovada guy. So for those of y'all who don't know what that means, I bet, I gamble, sports betting, gambling, a couple of dollars here and there. We're not gonna talk about specifics. We not gotta get into all that. But I've been doing it for a while. What burns my Boudin is not that now everything is about betting. Like people who don't know shit beyond, like it used to be, like I would say about a year ago, when you would be tuned into ESPN or something, it would just be people like Stanford Steve and the Bear who really know like what they doing, and you would have to go to like these other obscure sites on the web, and you get stuff, and you would get an account, and they would give you advanced statistics, and they're gonna tell you who's gonna be favored against the spread, and if you pay, like run the right parlays and the right teaser bets, like you could make a good bit of money. And we was killing the NFL last year. Now you don't even know who to listen to, because it's like just everybody is like any sports center, they got a whole the Daily Wager on ESPN. I don't like, look, the fact that betting is trendy burns my Boudin.
The fact that it's illegal and trending.
Right? Well,
like, who are you telling this to? You telling this to everybody in Vegas?
Yeah, right? I guess you can lay bets on certain books. I mean, because, the DraftKings and the whatever is, because they got daily fantasy football show. Yeah, I guess they just talking to people in Vegas and maybe, where is it? New Jersey, maybe, too? Can you go to a sports book at like Evangeline Downs? Is that a thing? That's a real question.
I don't know.
Like at just a casino, could you go to a sports book? Any casino like Louisiana? I don't think sports betting is legal. So
yeah, no, I'm 100. You can go to the racetrack. Like people don't go to the racetrack because they're like, oh, my favorite, but my favorite horse, the LeBron James of horses, is running today. Like that's not what they go. They go to make money. They go to bet.
No, I mean absolutely. But I'm saying, can they bet on like the NBA playoffs, or they only bet on horses?
I don't think so. Horses. No, you can't. The only two places in America that you can bet on sports is Jersey City and Vegas, and maybe not even Jersey City yet.
So then how come like we're able to go to like mybookie.com? Like all of these podcasts and whatever they're sponsored by mybookie.com and Bovada and stuff like that, and people
I think some of the online betting is becoming legal. I think online betting might be legal.
I think there has to be some kind of legal aspect to it that is so easy to do, because I feel like it would have been shut down a long time ago if it wasn't.
So let me give this to you.
I'm listening.
The federal laws do not prohibit a bet from being made online to a site not operating in the U.S. Bovada does not operate in the U.S., so therefore it is legal, quote unquote. The bottom line is that Bovada is legal for U.S. players, but they still do not accept players from a few states, including New York, the Washington States, and New Jersey.
Well, there you go. That answers my question. So it's pretty legal then, and I guess my bookie is probably the same way with that. That's the loophole they found. And I mean, it's cool. Like, I mean, get out there and do, like, some people buy liquor, some people do this or that. If somebody want to put their little $30, $40 a week on a couple games just to see if they know what they're talking about, It's just as reasonable as long as you don't get outlandish with betting. I think it's a
Real,
cool little pastime.
You gotta, if you got it to bet, you know what I mean? You like you got it to spend, you got it to bet. If you can afford to lose it, do your thing. But if that's gonna hurt you, relax.
Yeah, I mean, ask Los. We was watching the LSU Florida game. I'm like, we up 14 with a minute and a half left. I'm standing up in the room, like watching the TV, like we gotta cover the 14.
Yeah,
like
half. You had 14 and a half. Yeah,
I had 13 and a half. I had bought it down to 13
you did. Right.
And I was like, we just gotta keep them at the end zone. But like those kind of things, like when it's just it's a funny occurrence, man. When you're really kind of in the bet game, it's a cool thing to be, man. Look, let me tell you something else that burned my boot at. This is the one we talked about before, Raj. I hit up my little doctor the other day for my little acid reflux, and I was like, I need to come in. But I was like, I said, like, next appointment available is December the 14th.
What?
I was like, 2 months?
You ain't that busy, my dude.
That shit burns my boudin.
Literally.
Raj, what you said in response to that?
I mean, I think it's creating demand. Like that is creating demand to try to beat a man. I don't think that the doctor was really that busy. I think that he just had to make it seem like he was, so that you can go and tell all your friends, "Hey, bro, I don't know who y'all doctor is, but let me tell y'all about my doctor. Man, he's so fire. I can't see him until December 14th." I think there's a psychology to that.
Nah, that's not a turn on for black people. We don't like conferences, but we don't like going to the doctor like that. So we're not trying to wait. Only time we go to the doctor is something really, really, really wrong. So I'm not going to no doctor I gotta wait 2 months for. I'm going to the doctor who is available tomorrow. I'm not going to that man that goes to the doctor for no damn 2 months when I got the flu right now.
That might actually be one of the most realest things you said, because like for black people, we'll say this, we grew up in a culture where they hold the line. Like you go to the keg or you go to a spot and they got a line around the corner because the promoter holding the line to make it look like it's fire in there. And it's that same concept. But I think, Los, you hit on something perfect, that we not about to wait to go to the doctor. We'll wait to go to the club to go drink.
Yeah.
But we're not going to wait to go let that man swab your booty hole, whatever they're doing.
You know why? Because we got to get it done right now. We sick. The only time we go is when we about to die.
Yeah.
We don't go to the doctor.
I need a colonoscopy, and I need it today then.
Yeah,
I need a colonoscopy today.
Today and tomorrow morning, bro. Anything after that, fuck it.
That's why ZocDoc is the cash app of
He just scan your booty hole and he just be like, okay.
I'm gonna say this on that same thing. What I've been hoping for my whole life. My dad had to take. I have older parents. My dad had to take
colonoscopy.
No, not a colonoscopy. The prostate cancer test.
Man,
prostate exam.
Yeah.
And so it takes some preparation, and they get in there and they stick something long up you. And I remember him telling me when I was a kid. He told me all about it when I was a kid, and how he was like he didn't like it, and he was like, but by the time you start to have yours, I feel like he made me this promise. By the time you start to have yours, they'll have something way better than that. And you know what? God damn it, I'm almost there, and ain't nothing way better than that.
Still stick them fingers in.
That's something that's been in the back of my mind for. As soon as he told me that, I was like, oh, cool. I'm not gonna have to deal with that same thing. I'm not gonna have to, do some sort of laxative the night before and all of this. And they just gonna be able to put a little camera, a little pill, down me and look in me, and I'll go home.
Nah.
Nope.
Still them two fingers, bro.
I'm gonna get it.
Still
right quick. Fingers. That's why you got to get a female doctor at that point.
I guess the messed up part about it is
a female Asian doctor.
If you liked it, that'll be the worst part about it. If that boy goosed you and you like, ooh, that.
You can't have no big Kawhi Leonard hands, doctor, playing with your soul.
Dr. Rajon Rondo.
tickling your rib cage. No.
Dr. Odell Beckham will be in the scene in just a second.
Dr. Shaquille O'Neal.
I don't need it. I'm leaving. I need a little Ming Wing. Dr. Wing. Yeah, Dr. Wing, I got you. 4'6", Dr. Wing. Come on. I'm gonna let you do it. Man, the last thing that burned my Boudin this week is you mind pulling up to the next window? That's it. That burned my fucking Boudin. That's all.
On that same tip, the ice cream machine broke. The shake machine broke.
We was at a Whataburger the other day. They had the first window to pay, the second window to they didn't even take my cash at the first window. They said pay at the next window. We went to the second window. We paid. They gave us the drink. And then it was like, pull up to the third window. Like, what? Like the third window was like the wait daddy.
3-star dad in that thing.
I say, oh, y'all tripping, dog. Y'all out of line, man. Yeah, that burns all of the Boudin. I'm not trying to pull up to let your little clock start over. I have been in the past a person who's just sat there and been like, nah, I'm straight. Give me my food.
You an asshole. That's why they put their booty in your food.
They booty in my food, not on it.
Nah, in it. Open your food up, put their booty in, and put your food back together.
Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy. So yeah, there was a couple of other things. I actually got some burns my Boudin from the public, and I think we're gonna start doing that. I think we're gonna start taking public submissions. So if something burn you Boudin, man, a lot of people have been hitting me up and said, like I hear this in casual conversation all the time, man, that burned my Boudin, Aldo. I heard it this week. Shout out, this podcast brought to you by Tony Green, Big T in the house tonight. Yeah, just in casual conversation, people will be like, hey, that burned my Boudin. So send me what burned you Boudin. I'll throw it on the air. So I got 2 this week. Both of them from my podcast colleague Rog Smuve told me 2 things that burned his Boudin this week. The first one was them 2 gross public bathroom stalls. Can you please expound upon that, Rog Smuve?
So without the shadow of a doubt, no matter what public bathroom you go into, no matter how nice the facility, there will be a Lincoln log in one of them, and one of them is going to be unmentionable, no matter what. I don't mind if somebody didn't flush the toilet. That's fine. I'll cover my face and hit it with my shoe. But I can't deal with
that splatter.
I can't deal with a 5-car pileup in there. How did that happen?
Well,
why didn't you take care of them people bathroom?
Don't you feel like if you're using a public bathroom, that means you really, really, really gotta go? So that means that the likelihood of the splatter daddy is gonna be even greater.
Oh yeah.
I think 100% of the time, for sure. I feel what you're saying. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about me. But I was about to tell you 100% of the time, if I'm at an airport, I have used the bathroom at that airport and at that time. I've never been to an airport and not used the bathroom. Every single time I go to the airport, somebody that had enough money, like not a riffraff, somebody that had enough money for a plane ticket went in there and fucked up them people bathrooms. And that's a shame.
That what did you say? That businessman who you shook their hand and boys didn't wipe their What are y'all posted that?
So let me I said that. So let me tell you what happened. I'm at the airport. They got businessmen in the airport. That's what the airport is for. It's for business travel, right? So I'm just a regular vacation traveler, and I go to wash my hands. I use the bathroom, go to wash my hands. And the way that the bathroom was set up, it was like the stalls was on one wall, but the toilets was on the other wall, like on the same wall, but on the other side. So whenever we was walking, you had to let somebody either kind of like go around you, or like you can cut in front of them, but either somebody was gonna leave or they was gonna come around to go to wash their hands to the sinks. Dude with a trench coat, tie, briefcase, leather briefcase. The dude, you know who I'm talking about. Slick back hair. Not really slick back, but like just he combed his hair backwards. That dude. The guy that's on the, you know who I'm talking about.
I see him.
The director of sales.
Sitting in first class.
Him. No hand wash.
No,
none.
They don't.
Not even a thought.
No.
Dookie.
Yeah.
I don't know what he did, but whatever he is, he touched something. You know what I'm saying?
That boy said his shit clean to y'all.
Pinky, even if you take a shit and you wipe your hands, sometimes the corner of your pinky still hit your ass a little bit. You need to go wash that off.
Arrest him, huh? Yeah. I think you're telling the truth. Another thing that Raj hit me up this week and said Burned His Boudin was 23andMe people, 23andMe white people that mention anything about being any percentage black.
So to expound on that, I have heard this before.
I have to.
I just got my 23andMe results in, and I found out that I was 1.5% Bantu. So I guess now I know why I like chicken and watermelon or chicken and giblets so much. Now, and what I'm waiting to hear is now I can say the N-word. Like that's what I'm waiting for.
Yeah.
I think
now I see why Black Lives Matter.
They're waiting to get up over like 8. If they get to like 8%, 8 or 10%, then they're gonna be like, oh yeah, I can say the N-word now. Yeah,
and then they're gonna apply for college scholarships and try to go free.
And get Cash App.
Oh. Cash App. Now I can download Cash App.
Finally.
Oh, that's funny, though. Yeah, I mean, it's the thing, man. Hey, look, that's one of those things that's clearly a thing that's a pet peeve, you know, as far as kind of race relations, that kind of thing. But, you know, there's been some heavy things going on. We were trying to get Officer Friendly to come in and run it with us this week, but old boy had a little bit of a prior engagement, so we're just going to run it the way that it's supposed to be done. But right on the heels of the Botham Jean incident with Amber Geiger and everything we've been talking about for the last couple of weeks, obviously you've heard about the most recent event, which is Atatiana Jefferson in the Dallas-Fort Worth in the same Dallas metro area was murdered last week by Officer Aaron Dean of the Fort Worth PD. So if you haven't heard the story, I'm going to tell you just a little bit about it, and we're going to talk about some angles, some things that that definitely are some immediate thoughts we had and things of that nature. So as the story goes, her neighbor, James Smith, he was on his porch chilling at 2 a.m, and he saw the door open and the lights on in the house. And he was like, well, the lady who lived there don't always leave her door open like that. And I never seen that. So he said he walked over there and he like looked in the house and he didn't hear nothing. So he thought, damn, if somebody breaking in, I ain't got no gun or nothing. So I ain't about to try to go in there. So he went back to the crib and called the police. And he said he was waiting on his porch for the police to come. And then he would have met him and told him what was happening. And he said he never heard no police come. All of a sudden, he just saw two dudes. And it was the police who had parked down the street and turned the lights off, walking towards the house with flashlights. So he was like, oh shit, okay, the police come in like stealth mode. And then he said the next thing he heard was a gunshot. If you watch the video, the officer cam and everything, if you haven't already seen it, it's quite disturbing. They don't even try to go to the front door. They go around, walk to the back of that woman's house, to the backyard. When she comes to they say, show, like, they was like, put your hands up, and like simultaneously with put your hands up, he shoots her, kills her right there in front of her nephew. So what was happening in the house was Miss Jefferson was in the house with her nephew playing video games. From what everyone's saying, she had just moved to that house recently to live with her grandmother. So she moved in with her grandmother to take care of her grandmother. So it was her grandmother's house, but she was living there. And like I said, the nephew was there. The police are trying to spin the narrative that she had a gun pointed at the window too, which in your own fucking house, if you hear somebody at the back window, I'm pulling that toolie out and pointing them at them as well.
Of course.
Like 100 times out of 100, if I'm laying in my bed and I hear somebody in my backyard, I'm getting my gun from next to my bed and pointing it at them without a shadow of a doubt.
Mm-hmm.
And they're trying to paint that scenario to maybe potentially make Officer Dean less culpable, the police department less culpable. But I just kind of gave you the whole rundown of it. Like, man, I know I said a mouthful, but Los, I'm gonna let's start with you. What are your thoughts?
Well, I guess for me, the fact that they did stealth mode or whatever. Okay, I don't know what the dispatch said. Did they say break-in or possible break-in? I don't know how they dispatched it, but they do normally at least go to the front door. Maybe one goes around, but somebody goes to the front door and announce yourself. You have to say, hey, whatever with the police. From what I understand, he didn't announce himself. So of course, if you got flashlights in my backyard, somebody, even if she was pointing a gun at him, okay. Well, I mean, you hear something in the backyard, you don't know what it is. You don't just automatically, they got to be police because the door open. You know what I mean? So and I guess part of me is like, so what in you when that lady stood up, or whenever you saw her, and you didn't say police or anything, you just saw her, whether she had a gun or not, I don't know. And you just bang. I'm saying, put your hands up. As soon as I say that, I'm shooting. Like, I mean, you got. I mean, I don't even know if it's training or he's scared. I don't know what it is, but something must change, bro. I mean, I guess I don't want to think he was hunting her because he wouldn't have known she was black until he saw her, you know. But the shit is fucked up that lady got killed in her house. Like another person in the safety of their home got killed for absolutely no reason, bro. That shit is crazy. But I'm just waiting for more facts to come out, I guess, more than anything.
Raj, what say you?
So, I think I'm like I said about the whole Amber Geiger thing. I think that man need to go to jail, no doubt, because you killed somebody and that person was chilling. Like Lo said, I think I don't know police protocol, but I don't really care about police protocol in this situation. Like you should have announced yourself. Mm-hmm. Like something should have been said to alert whoever was in the house. Hey, we the police was ham. Like that should have happened just so that lady could have done something to protect herself. I'm gonna say this on the flip side. I think that police officer put himself in a situation to shoot that lady. Mm-hmm. Because that lady had a gun, but it was that lady had a gun legally. Mm-hmm. And if somebody's in my backyard, I'm pulling out my gun too. If I had a gun, I don't have a gun. Shout out. But if I had a gun,
shot down.
I'm pulling out my gun as well and pointing it at whoever's in the backyard. If I feel in danger, you should like that can't be enough to get that dude off. That cannot be. That can't be the reason why he gets off. Like it can't be. I hope and pray that everything that I read about this situation is exactly how it is. That this lady had a licensed gun. That this lady was just chilling in the house playing Call of Duty at 2 a.m. and that the cop shot her. And the fact that she had a gun to me has holds no ground. I don't care if that cop felt for his life. I don't care. He should have announced himself. That's what I'm getting from what I read.
Yeah. That like I'm curious as to what would have happened if she would have heard him creeping in the backyard and she would have shot him in the face and killed him. Like, would the other cop have been like, would open fire and just shot up her and the little nephew in the house and killed them both?
Yes. Everybody in that
the grandmother, everybody. I mean,
no doubt. If me and you in the backyard and me and you in somebody's backyard doing some crazy stuff and somebody shoot you, I'm probably just gonna start shooting too.
Yeah, but I'm saying the cop would feel like justified, like, oh no, we thought it was some they killed officer down.
Yeah, I was about to say they call back up, officer down. We need backup. We got to shoot him. Yeah, but
that's a tough one.
Yeah.
Like no, I mean, and he would have did that, and he would have started busting at that house, and it would have killed everybody in there. And I think that is the craziest thing. And they would probably have charged her with some kind of reckless use of a firearm, deadly force and stuff. And she would have probably ended up doing time.
Yeah.
For somebody being in your backyard and peeping in your shit and you shooting them. I mean, it's Texas. The castle doctrine is supposed to cover you over shit like that. If somebody in your shit, you're supposed to be able to kill them.
Yeah. Because when you in my backyard, you feel like you're in my house.
No, it's all the same thing. Your backyard, your front yard, your house, your car. That's all the castle doctrine in Texas.
I know. I'm just saying, like, if somebody make it in your backyard, that's way closer to somebody being in your front yard. They ain't got no business.
Hell yeah.
You're in my backyard, dog. Like, you in my house at that point for me. So I fuck up everything back there shooting your ass.
And I mean, it's crazy because, like, it goes back to some things. And I can ask y'all this, and I think it's an interesting question. What's worse? What happened to Atatiana Jefferson or what happened to Botham Jean? And I know they're both horrendous. What's worse?
I think they're the same. I think they're the same thing. Well, you know what? No,
I would disagree. I would think because Amber Geiger is definitely worse.
Way worse because she basically busted the door down of a house that she wasn't supposed to be at. You know,
and she wasn't even at work.
The cops got summoned.
She wasn't even at. Yeah, she wasn't even at work. Like she just was a random person busting in that man's house and kill him. And this person is on the job thinking it could be a problem and coming to the house and doing things completely wrong and shooting her. My point in all of this is to say he should get, in real life, he should get less time than Amber Geiger. Like I'm being dead ass. Amber Geiger was way worse of a situation. And she only got 10 years. I'm just telling y'all I'm just telling y'all to think about that, how America works.
We know Amber going to get out in 5, but so you think he should?
So that's my point.
So he should get 5 max, 2.5.
I think he should get. I think he should get less time. I think he should get less time than Amber Geiger. But I feel like Amber Geiger should have got 40 years.
Yes, I agree.
So I feel like he should have got 30, 25 years or something like that because he was dead ass wrong. But he was also on the job responding to maybe a burglary and somebody was pointing a gun at him. Yeah. He was wrong. He should go to jail for murder. Yeah. However, he's less wrong than Amber Geiger, and Amber Geiger only got 10 years. Yeah. I just want you to think about that.
But see, I think in this one, I think they're gonna spin it because the fact that I'm not sure if she really was pointing a gun at him or not. They're gonna spin that and try to make it where he, is he a police officer? Maybe he didn't announce himself or whatever, but he did feel like he was in danger because a gun was pointing at him. If that's the fact, if that's the case, I don't know. But if that's the case, they try to spin it like that, and he'll get off a lot less because of that fact. Depending on who if it's a jury or his peers, oh yeah.
In Fort Worth,
I think
absolutely.
I think what it is at this point is you shouldn't be able to get off for that no more.
Yeah,
that's not something that you should be able to get off on no more. Like a mistake is you shouldn't be able to. So I don't know what it is. I know people make mistakes, but you got people's lives and people's safety in your hands. And honestly, if I do something crazy at work, I'm gonna get fired. Yeah. And I'm gonna lose my job and I'm gonna suffer. And I feel like that man should suffer. I feel like something should happen to him to make sure that if he ever decides to be a cop again, which I don't think he should be, if he ever decides to be a cop again, that he'll never do that again.
Normal time when they get fired from the police department, they go work at school districts. No lie.
Absolutely. That's
no,
funny.
I'm for real.
But
I ain't trying to be funny.
But you know what I'm thinking, though, Los, is that it's like the next evolution of Black Lives not mattering at all. That at some point in the Harry, shout out the podcast brought to you by the Harry, he made it a point to say that this weekend that
it's gonna be war.
The Mike Browns and the Trayvon Martins and everybody else, there's a strong undercurrent of I'm not even gonna say conservative, of just racist people who are oh man, he had it coming. He shouldn't have did that, man. He shouldn't have ran up on that man. He shouldn't have did this. He shouldn't have did that. Eric Garner shouldn't have been selling cigarettes, and Alton Sterling shouldn't have resisted. If you don't resist, if you shouldn't have ran like Walter Scott, damn, you should have kept your hands somewhere like Philando Castile. God damn, it's a lot of people they be killing, dog.
Trayvon shouldn't have had Trayvon shouldn't have had a hoodie on.
We know too many people that we shouldn't know. I shouldn't even know these people. I don't want to have known these people. Damn it, we know too many people, too many names. But what the Harry was saying was basically these kind of situations, Botham Jean and Atatiana Jefferson, it's so wild that even racist people, if you go look at the Yahoo, nobody be in the comments oh, well, they shouldn't have. It's all nah, man, you can't just kill people, bro. Yeah. Even the racist people, come on, man, y'all tripping, dog. There's not even nobody saying wait for the full story to come out. Nobody's saying that. Everybody's just "Cutting, that's wild. You can't go shoot a woman in the crib while she's playing video games at 2 a.m. You can't do that. That could be okay. So this brings me to a point it's a contrarian point. It's very Aldo to say. So Atatiana Jefferson is a 2014 graduate of Xavier University, my alma mater. And so I knew about the story really quickly because everybody from Xavier was posting about it. Like, it was just this huge swell of everybody who went to school. Like, man, this happened. It can't happen. And it was a letter from the president of the university. All kind of things, right? Let me watch how I say this. I'm not a big fan of people who like to be close to stuff for no, like, I mean, because she went to school with you don't mean that you knew that girl. And, like, you could ride for her. And I expect, and I love the fact that y'all like, man, justice for Tatiana. But I guess my question is, why did it take that for it to hit close to home for you to be like, oh, it hit close? Like, people was making the post like, oh, now it finally hit close to home. She went to Xavier. Like, why it gotta be somebody who went to your college, like, for it to hit close to home? I mean, Victor White got murked in the B, so, like, that was the thing, right? We talked about the Sugartown documentary.
Yeah.
Alton Sterling got killed in Louisiana.
Yeah.
Did that hit close to home? Botham Jean just got killed sitting in his house not doing nothing.
Yeah.
So now all of a sudden it took for this to be like, oh, man, something's got to actually change. I mean, I know there's a different tipping point for everybody, but I'm not a big. I'd be like, come on, man. I think everybody don't know that woman.
Yeah, I think a lot of people like to say, oh, you know, and she went to my school, or
yeah,
my little cousin used to know her because she stayed back on. You know what I'm saying? Everybody like to be closest to whatever's going on. And,
not everybody.
I mean,
not everybody.
I say everybody. I mean, a lot of people. My bad. A lot of people
Okay.
like to do that. People like to do that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? But let's be honest. In a week or two, they're not going to be on that same energy. You know what I mean? Until maybe the hearing start and all of that thing start. Because that story will be, by this time next week, you won't even be able to find them on that story, man.
It'll be this time next year, right? Like the same time when Amber Geiger went to trial.
It'll
in
come
about
back
a year,
up heavy.
we're gonna be.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They'll be off of it.
I feel a way about that being close, like trying to be close to stuff kind of is bothersome to me. Because I feel like people don't even ride for me, but if I got murked, then all kind of people who I didn't even really rock with gonna be coming out like, oh, that boy went to my school.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, yeah, I mean,
I used to battle. Mag gonna be like, I battle rapped him on the yard and killed him.
He's silly. He's a silly guy. You're a silly guy. I mean, it's like I said, it's if it didn't hit that close to home till now, then I guess so be it, man. Hopefully you understand that these are the issues that we rail against. These are the issues where we come back and say that Black Lives Matter. Things like this, man. Like this kind of stuff can't keep happening, bro. Like it just can't. It can't keep happening, and that's all. I'll leave it there, man. So R.I.P. to Tatiana Jefferson, man. So 5 young Xavier alumni have come together to create the Black Coffee Company, man. Y'all visit theblackcoffeecompany.com to check out their art, apparel, and definitely their coffee. With 5 unique blends of Colombian, Brazilian, Ethiopian, and Peruvian coffees, these brothers are giving you some of the best Java from around the globe and some food for thought as well. These fellas aren't only distributing quality coffee, they preach the major tenets of entrepreneurship, financial freedom, and community empowerment. The whole movement is dope, but don't take my word for it. Visit theblackcoffeecompany.com and see what all the fuss is about. The Black Coffee Company. Coffee for the culture. So another story that I want to talk about, shout out, this podcast brought to you by Fresh. The homie Fresh said, man, what's going on with LeBron in China? And I was like, what you mean? He was like, can somebody explain it to me? I was like, I'll explain it on the podcast. If we got time, I'll explain it as quickly as I can, as much as I know. And just kind of give people a heads up on why people are tripping on it. Do either one of you guys want to explain what you know about it, or do y'all want me to run it? It's up to y'all.
Go run it.
Okay, so this is what I understand to be the case. A couple of weeks ago, maybe a week and a half ago, the Rockets GM Daryl Morey basically put a tweet out that said, "Fight for freedom, stand with Hong Kong." Big picture, Hong Kong used to be what do we call that? A territory of, like, I don't know, Great Britain or somewhere, right? Mm-hmm. And it wasn't part of mainland China. And then they, like, maybe, I don't know, 80 years ago, I'm just throwing out some random numbers, a long time ago, they became part of China and not a part of the colonialism, whatever. So since then, China, obviously being a People's Republic of China, a communist state, wants to bring Hong Kong into their fold to make them more like a communist state. Hong Kong, like for years, has been fighting to be a more democratic state. So there you got it. That's it in a nutshell. That Hong Kong wants to be more democratic, the people do, and China wants them to be a part of China and be part of the communist regime.
Need some Olympic players.
I don't have no horse in the race. I don't give a damn. Mm-mm. Like, if some people think communism and socialism is dope. Like, the fact that we talking about like redistributing wealth and taking from the top 1% and doing different things in America to pay for healthcare, those are socialist ideas. I mean, it's not a bad thing to say take from the richest person to make sure everybody got health care. Like, take a little bit from them. Like, that's not a bad thing. So, but then if you got to stand in line for bread, then maybe it's a bad thing. So, but that's not what we sitting over here discussing. That's just the situation, right? So as he posted that, Tillman Fertitta, the owner of the Rockets, said, "Listen, Daryl Morey does not speak for the Houston Rockets. Our presence in Tokyo is all about the promotion of the NBA internationally, and we are not a political organization."
Shut up, nigga.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. Stop messing with the bag. So basically, all of that happened when, like I just said, the Rockets are in Tokyo. So LeBron and them was going to play the Nets in China.
Yeah.
Tokyo, Japan. You know what I mean? LeBron, China. So the NBA, basically China told, when that came out, they started taking down NBA banners, telling them boys all kind of stuff, killing like advertisements that boys had and deals, and like, nah, we're not messing with the NBA because he said that. And then they was trying to cancel the games and whatever, and people was like, LeBron then was even scared to go out there, like not to end up like Jello Ball them and getting locked up. They're like, man, what's going on? They also wouldn't let Adam Silver, the commissioner, speak on it. Mm-mm. Like, China was like, nah, you can't speak on nothing. You're in China. Mm-mm. So Adam Silver and everybody was like, okay, the players need to speak on it. LeBron them. And LeBron them was like, nah, we straight. We not talking on that.
Hell no. Not what
and when LeBron came out, yeah, right? Like, exactly. And when LeBron came out and said something, it sounded real kind of weird, because he was like, man, basically he was saying there's good people on both sides. Yeah. Like, man, I don't know enough about the issue. Daryl Morey should be quiet unless he know about the issue.
He said he wasn't well. He said Daryl wasn't well informed on the issue. Exactly. I think sometimes when you say something, it might get taken out of context. You got to think before you say or get more info. Something like to that point he was trying to say.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I think that's a point. And he also made a point to say he don't know who he could affect by saying that. And I think what LeBron was trying to say was, your team is in Japan. Yeah. I'm about to go to China, and you could affect me with that bullshit you talking about. Yeah. But everything LeBron said kind of sounded like he was defending China just so he could keep getting the bag, like everybody getting the bag in China. So people was coming for him like, oh boy, you wasn't saying that. You was just talking about Trump, and you was talking about this, and you want to be more than an athlete, and you don't want to shut up and dribble, and all the rest of this, but now you want to support China. So that is my understanding of the whole China, NBA, LeBron, everybody stuff.
I think when LeBron, he really didn't know what to say when he said that shit. I think he was just trying to stay out the way. You know what I mean? Like you said, he got a bag. I don't think he was too informed too, or really not knowing what all that's going on. And somebody probably tried to explain to him. He was like, man, look, I don't know. Hey, look, you just gotta watch what you say, so because you never know who you would affect, all that. I don't think LeBron really knew how to address it.
So I'm gonna tell you what I got from what LeBron said. I thought that it was very, very weird because LeBron is always seemed to be a man of the people. And to be honest, just side note, I never thought LeBron was the smartest person in the world. But when he said Daryl Morey just didn't know enough about the situation, so he spoke. Like, that was when he said that, it was like, well, how do you know that Daryl Morey doesn't know a lot about the situation? I feel like Daryl Morey, and I know he wasn't a GM when Yao Ming was there, but I'm pretty sure that Houston, the Rockets, still have a close tie to China, in that Yao Ming played there for a long time. They are
the Lakers of China. Yes. Absolutely.
That's how you know he had that much information, because you wouldn't say that against your people who give you that super bag.
No, But you would if you were saying the right thing, because fast forward to right now that the I can't remember the lady's name. Al, you might be able to call it out to me. But one of the leaders of what's going on out there, one of the leaders of China, not the protesters.
Oh,
they put the bill on the back burner. They was like, look, we gonna suspend this indefinitely. And you know how they responded to it in China? Nah, fuck that. Kill it. We don't want it to be on the back burner. We want it gone. And they kept protesting. Yeah. And in the protests in Hong Kong, in China, which is a very it's still China. It's a docile place. They was still tear gassing protesters. A lady lost her eye. One gunshot got a gunshot in China. This podcast is brought to you by Graham Store 30. Mm-hmm. Ask that man about guns in China. They don't exist. Mm-hmm. A gunshot was shot. The triads was out there acting bad, beating boys up.
Cutting them.
It got terrible. It got terrible. And you know what? That part of the Chinese government did? They killed the bill. They killed it. It's gone. It don't exist no more. And they still got demands.
Yeah.
The protesters still have demands. But the thing is if you go backwards, Daryl Morey's tweet was spot on to me. What LeBron said about Daryl Morey was what he should have said about himself.
That he wasn't informed.
You didn't know enough about the situation and you reply. Spoke.
But the thing about it is, though, like, I hear you, Raj, but Daryl Morey deleted his tweet within 10 minutes.
Well, of course. I mean, that man still had a job.
Daryl Morey lost his job over that. Yeah, he's stupid for tweeting that shit.
Hell yeah.
But I'm sure, and I'm gonna say this, and this is what I.
That man is on some Jamel Hill shit.
I don't think that man thought that he was gonna have as much backlash over that tweet as he did.
Bruh.
I think he probably thought he was doing the whole Free Tibet thing. You remember the Free Tibet tweets? Mm-hmm. Free Tibet, and you're good. It's like, they got some shit going on in Tibet. Nah, the Chinese government don't play like that
at all.
They probably just didn't.
Well, you know who Chinese people follow you because you with the rockets, so you know them people. The government.
China's population is like 1 billion,
2 billion, 2 billion, something like that.
1 billion, like a large percentage of the Earth's population is in China.
And you know the government. Yeah, man. The government watching your tweets because you with the rockets. That's their team.
Do you know that Twitter doesn't even exist in China?
Huh?
Yeah,
Twitter doesn't exist in China.
I mean,
the only way that you can access Twitter in China is through a virtual private network, a VPN. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And of course, a lot of people have VPNs out there, but for the most part, if you're just a regular citizen with a regular internet in China, you cannot use Twitter.
That's wild.
They said that you know that they got that they be selling. No, in China, the money is not euros. They said it's yens. So everybody got Yenmo out there. So just
stupid.
Just letting y'all know that's they
Yen out.
Yeah. Okay. All of that, man. So it's a complex issues though. So y'all can read up on that and kind of figure out exactly what's going on. Another story that I definitely wanted to just touch on real quick that so Jonathan Sutherland, he's a player for Penn State. I think he's a D-back. Somebody sent him a message after the game last week. He said, "We are Penn State proud. Dear Jonathan, my wife and I are older graduates of Penn State. We follow all Penn State sports, football, wrestling, volleyball, gymnastics, basketball. We love it all. I played all the sports in my younger days. Still played full court basketball in my 50s. Loved the competition, but never had the size or the talent to reach your level, though the desire was there. Though the athletes of today are certainly superior to those in my days, we miss the clean-cut young men and women from those days. Watching the Idaho game on TV, we couldn't help but notice your, awful hair. Surely there must be mirrors in the locker room. Damn. Don't you have parents or a girlfriend who've told you that shoulder-length dreadlocks look disgusting and are certainly not attractive? We congratulate you on your game against Pitt, but you need to remember you represent all Penn Staters, both current and those alumni from years past. We will welcome the reappearance of dress code for athletes. You will certainly be playing on Sundays in the future, but we have stopped watching the NFL due to disgusting tattoos, awful hair, and immature antics in the end zone. Players should act as though they've been there before. For glory, Dave Peterson.
Wow.
So Dave Peterson sent him, and he responded and said, yesterday, I received a letter by an alumni from the Pennsylvania State University who felt the need to share his degrading opinions in regards to my hair and what it stands for. Although the message was indeed rude, ignorant, and judging, I've taken no personal offense to it because personally, I must respect you as a person before I respect your opinion. At the end of the day, without an apology needed, I forgive this individual because I'm nowhere close to being perfect and I expect God to forgive me for all the wrong I've done in my life. Colossians 3:13 states, bear with each other and forgive one another if any of us has a grievance against someone. Forgive as the Lord forgave you. I appreciate everyone who has reached out to me and showed their support. Let this be one of many examples to us that in the year 2019, people of different cultures, religions, and ethnicities are still being discriminated against, and it needs to stop. Don't be scared to be different.
That's a man of God, right? Boy, man of the cloth.
Man of gold.
Man of God.
That man probably go to the same church that Pastor Los.
Wow.
This here. So the whole Penn State football team, or a lot of them boys, went out with T-shirts that says chains, tattoos, dreads, and we are. Like, that's like the mantra over there is we are Penn State, right? So it's like chains, tattoos, and dreads, and we are. As soon as like the coaches and people saw them with them, they ran out and made them boys take them off.
Right now, yeah.
Take that off right now. So it became a bit of a story based upon that the coaches not even standing behind them boys. What y'all think about that? Because my first thought went to, boy, the NCAA crumbling. Y'all need to be like nicer to them cheering. Cause that's the first thing I thought, man.
Boy, don't nobody give a damn about no student athletes. Boy, you know that.
Yeah, I think the Penn State coaches. I can't figure out if that dude is black or white.
James Franklin black, cutting.
Oh yeah, he
okay,
black.
all right, because I done seen some pictures where I'm like, that's a white guy. He's very dark.
James Franklin. I don't know.
His brother on Snowflower.
I don't know. I was going.
Sure.
His brother on Snowflower.
Sure.
Franklin.
I just think that the boys made a managerial decision that they didn't necessarily have to make, but they made it nonetheless. The same decision that old boy from McDonald 35 or whatever school that was saying.
Hold up, Los. Los.
Hey.
I got 2 hands, 2 pads.
Knock a nigga shit loose.
Knock a nigga shit loose.
I
made a
love
managerial
that
decision.
shit, boy.
And what he said to me made sense. He was saying not to say all they had to do, but they didn't consult with they did that amongst themselves. You can't do that. You can't do that. Like if you're gonna do, we're gonna do this.
Well,
we have to do it together.
The problem was they had the school name on it. You can't say we are the school motto on there. That's what the whole thing was. That more so than anything.
So, okay. So I want y'all to kind of just rewind a little bit. I watched a documentary on Wyoming football from like maybe the 60s. Something happened and like they were playing against BYU and BYU didn't have like black something. There was something happening. And then boys said they went to the coach and they went in the locker room and said, hey, can we wear a black armband around during our thing this game to protest what BYU is doing, blah, 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 black athletes. And they kicked them off the team. Like that day. It, like them boys got blackballed, never got to play again. The team went from being Wyoming used to be like a ranked team. It was either Wyoming or Idaho. Y'all can check me on that. And that team like never was live again.
Yeah.
And basically it's because they just kicked the players out, right? Fast forward about 40 years later, a couple of years ago, maybe this was about 5 years ago. You remember what happened at Missouri when they was like it was racist shit happening on campus.
Oh yeah.
And the president of the university wasn't doing nothing about it. And the team came out like on a Wednesday and was like, listen, we're not playing this weekend until that man get up out of here, get out the paint.
That same thing happened at Florida State too when Bob Stoops was there.
And they fired that man.
Yeah.
And they fired that man. So my point is, there are strength in like the university athletes. Like if they would have all been like, nah, we straight.
Yeah, we not playing.
It's just
I think you
exactly. Well, we're not gonna play today.
Yeah, you can't go out there ragging and throwing t-shirts with the school name on there too.
But I'm saying if they did and they all had came to that decision as a whole team and was like, guess what, we not playing.
Yeah, that's different.
Then what you do?
You got to run.
And I think solidarity.
Y'all can wear that shirt.
Solidarity is the biggest part.
Yeah.
Like if you get everybody with the shit, you can do whatever you want, and that's the power of the athlete. I think.
But college athlete especially, because you can't. You know, it's not one single man who can do certain things unless you the best player ever. You know. But you got all y'all got to agree, and then the coach really don't have a choice but to rock with y'all. You know what I'm saying? But if it's only a few of y'all, he be like, well, shit, I can sacrifice. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, I'm gonna say this. His letter started out nice and then took a turn for the worse when he said, I could just see him, and it's so grammatically correct. You're awful hair. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's so just degrading and condescending and make America great.
But you know what happened though?
That it really made me mad. But on the flip side, my mama don't like ripped jeans. My mama don't like facial hair. I think it's perfectly fine for that man not to like dreadlocks,
Damn,
not
your
to
mama,
like tattoos.
Your mama will roll her eyes if she see me just walking around.
My mama roll my eyes when she see me. Well, you got them jeans from what you got there. You going to cut the grass? Anyway, all I'm saying is I think that man is very, very justified to feel the way that he feels, but you have no right. You have no place to send that to that guy. No right.
But you know what happened, though.
And you know what? Not that way. If you wanted to send him something and say, hey man, whatever, I don't like it, cool, but you didn't have to be a asshole.
Hey, he heard his grandchild that goes to Penn State, who he's paying to go to school. She was talking about how fine he was and how trying to get closer to football players, and he just tired of that shit. Everybody number they mentioned got dreadlocks, and he just found the one that was the best on the team and sent him that letter because he sound jealous. He sound jealous as hell in that letter. That's animosity.
But could you imagine him? I'm reading this. A homie really stopped watching the NFL not because of Colin Kaepernick
because they dancing in the end zone,
because of tattoos, long dreadlocks, and dancing in the end zone.
I think.
So that man,
could you see
that man,
how mad he would get? When
man stopped
Odell
watching
get in the end zone to do a dance.
That man stopped watching. I was thinking of somebody. I was about to say somebody like Pac-Man Jones, but I don't know Pac-Man Jones to dance in the end zone. But Odell don't have them dreads, so I'm thinking of who got all three.
He got awful hair.
Oh yeah, okay, you're right. It is Odell. You're right. I was thinking of who got dreads.
Richard Sherman.
Tats. No, Richard Sherman ain't got no tats though like that. I don't think.
Richard Sherman got tats, man.
It's Odell. It's Odell.
Nah.
No doubt.
I don't think Richard Sherman tatted bad. He might be. Shit,
well,
it's possible.
But that white man,
Richard Sherman ain't dancing.
He called tattoos.
Yeah, he not dancing.
Like,
well, he called tattoos if you got tattoos on your forearm.
Richard Sherman dance. And
we thinking about
Antonio.
Go ahead.
I think Antonio Brown got tattoos. You just can't see him. He be dancing in the end zone. Like I'm just trying to think of like Doug Baldwin be dancing in the end zone, but he ain't got no long.
I just think he talking about people. I think he talking about the NFL as a whole. I don't think he's talking about any particular athlete. He's talking about everybody as a whole.
Yeah, but they got somebody that made him.
Kamara don't dance in the end zone.
Kamara do dance every now and then.
Nah, he really slick. He just be stopping and rolling the ball and shit.
That's still
you know
dance.
That man.
That's a dance to a white man, dog. That man that old. That's a dance to him.
You know what you talking about? Killer Trav. With them tattoos dancing in the end zone, man. Get out of here, man. I mean, you know, you said what he had. He said he sent his letter and he said what he had to say.
Yeah.
Now cue up that music for Nothin NICE to say.
You know they say if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all.
If you can't say something nice, don't say nothing at all.
Nothing nice to say, but Aldo NICE.
Ain't nothing nice. You hear me?
Well, shit. Listen, Los, what's your favorite TV show?
Right now,
It doesn't matter what your favorite TV show is. Did that sound familiar? Well, it really doesn't sound familiar to me either because I stopped watching wrestling sometime around the 10th grade when I realized it was productive. It wasn't productive towards me getting hoes. I say my favorite wrestler of all time was Razor Ramon. But for the Lifetime Achievement Award, my favorite wrestler ever has to be The Rock. And that's the one who said the it doesn't matter thing. Now, I got that from The Rock, right? Think about dude's career as a whole. You know, he went from football at the U, like really, really Dwayne Johnson was on the team there, then to wrestling, and he became like a whole bunch of time WWF champion, WWE champion, to, the Scorpion King, where we didn't know if he could act, really act, Hobbs and Shaw, Tooth Fairy, and everything else that he did in between. All these other, he got kid flicks, he got action movies, he the new Arnold Schwarzenegger, be in that gym. It's The Rock, man. You know what I'm saying?
New Arnold Schwarzenegger.
This is the stop it, man. But lastly, I just want to talk about one show. This was about The Rock. I want to talk about one show. I really wanted to get this out. One Time for Ballers.
Oh yeah.
Ballers might have been one of the best shows to ever come on TV. In this past week was the last ever episode of Ballers. Man, look, you may like Entourage or Power or Snowfall, and I like those shows too. But for my money, Ballers might be one of the most underrated shows of all time. By far, it's my favorite football TV show ever. It's better than The Game. It's better than and you could give me some. You could throw
All
them at me,
American,
but All American, whatever, man. I'm not talking about the scripted. I mean, I'm talking about the real shows. And I mean, they had a couple other ones. Like BET had one about football a while back.
With Paso.
It's the best football show ever. It's a good little mix between a whole bunch of things, and I'm a fan, man. Look, Ricky Jerry, Charles Green, man, Vernon Littlefield, Joe Crutel, Reggie, TTD, R.I.P. to Kassan T, and Spencer Strasmore. Spencer Strasmore, that's the name of one of my fantasy teams. Look, what I'm doing right now at this point, one time for them boys, what I'm doing at this point is just waiting on HBO to put back on what's going to be the next thing on their Sunday night block. Because for my money, HBO Sunday nights are the best thing on TV. And I ain't got nothing nice to say about anybody who disagrees with that. One time for Ballers.
Hey, but I feel like they have to bring it back because you just can't end it like that. Like, we're not even going to get to see old buddy, his new creation he doing. It's too much stuff to be missed out on, man.
I feel like they're going to have a movie, like an hour and a half movie like Entourage did, like Sex and the City, like Breaking Bad. It'll be a little while.
I like the TV shows, though.
It just ties it all together.
Put it on Netflix or something so I can binge watch it. I don't like that.
Well, that's what they had. Oh, okay, I got you.
Don't.
But it's The Rock. The Rock got too much other stuff to do, man. That's probably why they had to shut this show down.
I heard it.
The Rock is the star of the show.
I heard Tyrese called and told him to cut that bullshit out.
What do you want from me?
What more do you want? Man.
Hey, man. No, I mean, maybe they did. Maybe whatever. But I mean, I think that's the simple answer. That if you have a star that big as The Rock, that man probably only made like a 4-5 year commitment, whatever it was. It was like, look, I'm doing this show for a couple years, man. I don't think it was an HBO canceling the show. And even if it was HBO canceling the show, it's possible. Then sure, whatever.
No, they got too much other stuff to do I want to see.
Yeah.
Too much.
I don't know.
It left too much open, man.
The Rock want to do Hobbs and Shaw too.
I think what happened to that show is it's like it was just gonna become too redundant. Oh, somebody gonna get hurt. Oh, somebody gonna die. Oh, somebody gonna make a lot of money. Oh, you gonna lose a lot of money. It was just too cliche. I liked it a lot, but I think it stopped at the right point.
I don't disagree with that. I'm just saying that, one time for that show. You remember the first season, like when Ricky Jerry was smashing old boy Mama, like the other receiver cutting, like there was a bunch of little things that happened, man. Like the boys was out there trying to get Kamara to come to LA in the last. I mean, it was a lot of stuff. The more infusion of current players made it kind of live.
And then with this new, I think with the new bargaining agreement with the lifetime healthcare was
guaranteed contract.
Yeah, that and the lifetime healthcare and the guaranteed contract. I wanted to see that. I think that's why it wouldn't be redundant because I think there's just more issues that's going on and all that type of thing. And then I don't know. I just wanted to see some more.
Like the last season was all about the NCAA not paying players.
Yeah. So
they was really touching on big hot button issues, and obviously the NFL had to sign off on this show because they over there talking about the Chiefs and they're using real team names and real jerseys and real I hate. That's something that burned my boudin. I know it does to you, Raj, too. If it's like a movie like The Last Boy Scout or Any Given Sunday, and it's like the Miami Sharks.
Land Sharks.
No, I don't like that shit. I don't want that, dog. I need the Eagles, cutting. I need the Broncos, cutting. I need a real team, cutting. Yeah. So, there you go, man.
Hey, shout out. Look, we record the podcast on Wednesday nights. Just want y'all to know. The Broncos play tomorrow against the Chiefs. Spence been smelling the end zone. This podcast is brought to you by Spence. He taking one back next game.
So by the time you read this,
yesterday.
by the time you listen to this, yesterday he took one back, huh?
And then you're going to know that I predicted it.
Oh. You said Deontay Harris is doing what now? Oh, you meant Deontay Spencer. Okay. My two favorite.
You already took
my two favorite punt returners in the league. Period, man. Talking about them Saints real quick, I wanted to say this, man. The Pope was on us this week. Raj, as a good Christian Catholic boy, what you thought about that?
It felt good, but I didn't understand why he just hashtag Saints.
And then like
not like he went at Saints. It shouldn't have caused as much of an uproar as it did because he just went hashtag Saints.
But the little what you call it came too, right? The emoji, the little fleur de lis emoji popped up.
You're all right. That did show up.
I think that changed the narrative a little bit. Like that man didn't say hashtag Skol, hashtag we them boys. He didn't say that. Man said hashtag Saints, dog. If he'd have put hashtag Cowboys with a star, no, he didn't do that. The Pope said, we might not be America's team, but we the Vatican Catholic team.
Let me say this. Man, I'm so glad that the Pope don't like the Cowboys.
Thomas.
Let me tell you this. Let me say this one more. I gotta say this. This is something I've been wanting to put on Facebook, but I'm tired of getting in fights on Facebook. There is no way that the Cowboys are still America's team because nobody likes the Cowboys other than Cowboys fans.
Thomas.
And nobody else likes Cowboys fans.
Thomas.
So there's no way that they're America's team.
Oh, okay.
Just wanted to say that.
I'm inclined to agree. I don't think anybody likes the Cowboys. I don't think anybody likes anything about them. We've gotten to that point, man. I read an article. Chunky posted something today, tried to pump fake us, Los. The Saints are now America's team from the New York Times. Yeah. So I went to read it, and it was a New York Times article from 2015. So, I mean, it's still a read, but it didn't come out this week. Boy's been posting that picture of Kamara with the Kaepernick jersey this week, talking about, look, you want to go to the 49ers. Bro, that picture was from last year. Like
everybody got to relax.
That old posting stuff past date. Y'all got to be more careful.
Got to relax, man.
Got to do better. Last thing I want to say, and I want to take a little dig. This was supposed to be for Officer Friendly, but since he's not there, I'm just gonna take a dig at Houston people before I get out of here. Houston and them Astros. The Astros are my favorite baseball team. Hope they win the World Series. I put a little futures bet down on them. Anytime I see a cat from Houston post a picture with a hat on that's like talking about some strolls all day, I'm like, you never even played baseball. You don't watch it. You don't know shit about who on the team. You don't care until they get in the World Series and it strolls all day. Yeah. What you really would like is for the Rockets to be good. But what you would really, really, really like is for the Texans to win the Super Bowl. Yeah. But guess what? Your teams are just kind of mediocre. The Rockets win regular season games all the time, get to the playoffs, can't finish the job. That sounds familiar. Sounds like the Texans. Win regular season games, win your division, get to the playoffs, can't win the thing. I'm not hating. I would love to see the Rockets win. I would love to see the Texans win because it's more laugh in the city when them boys win. However, don't sell me no shit about Astros all day when you don't really give a shit about the Astros. The Astros, like I said, I was going to Astros games when it was $1 because they was terrible. And that wasn't but 5-6 years ago. It wasn't like a long time ago that this was happening. So, I mean, Astros closest team to home. That's the home team. I fuck with the Astros, but I don't like when boys in Houston like Astros all day each time, man. Hold up.
That's how they say it.
That should have been my Nothin NICE to say right there. Hey, man. It is what it is. I ain't got a lot more. We didn't talk to y'all. We gave y'all a loud pack, good hour and a half and all that good stuff, man. Look, I just want y'all boys to enjoy your weekend and make it a best friend weekend. And if them boys ain't got nothing else to say, we out.
Bow, bow.
I hope them boys don't never have nothing to say no more. Hold up. I'm not your baby mama. Period. Give a fuck about them kids. Rolls Royce on the bridge. Suck his dick in the back seat. Lipstick ain't smudge. I don't budge. If a bitch won't smoke, then it's up. What's up? I'm not the one at all. Yeah, bitch, we don't send verses, we send hearses. Big Chanel purses. This not immersive. Amex costs white, sign in cursive. I want the big one. Used to have a baby Glock, now I want the big one. Never fuck with an average nigga, only rich ones. When you have a sugar daddy girl, you need to go get one.
I like that.
The only reason why that one even made the NFL was because give a fuck about them kids. That's so fucked up.